everybody. Welcome to the Longest Stay webinar. Today we're going to be talking about sharing your story and creating awareness. My name is Laura Zabel. I'm the Longest Stay Manager of the Greater Indiana chapter, and I'm joined by Casey. She's going to introduce herself and then kick off our time together today.
Great. Thanks, Laura. I'm Casey Keller, and I'm the Longest Stay Committee Chair for the Greater Indiana chapter. Today we want to first start by sharing our agenda. We're going to be creating awareness for your event because that is critical to your success. We're going to talk about how to share the why you are participating in the Longest Day and the different ways that you can communicate the how to create more disease awareness while you raise funds. So with that, let's get started. Here's information on kickstarting your awareness level for the Longest Day. As you know, the Longest Day is the day with the most light. On or around June 21st, thousands of people worldwide engage in their community around a fundraising activity of their choice. You can bowl, play cards, host a social media fundraiser, or simply ask coworkers to buy your homemade cookies. It's that simple. The Greater Indiana chapter has been a leader in the Longest Day fundraising, having raised more than $250,000 during the 2018 season, which made Hoosiers fourth nationally. We're excited you're joining us in the 2019 efforts to help fund vital research and keep programs and services free for those impacted by Alzheimer's. Laura's now going to provide tips on sharing your story.
All right, so thank you. So yes, so first we're going to kind of dive in a little bit about the visual side of sharing your story. So you've planned your event because you've watched the previous two webinars that we had. So we talked about planning. We've got other people on board. So you've asked businesses, you've asked friends and family. So now you need to get the people either A, to attend your event, or B, to notice your fundraising emails and communications. You got to get people's attention. Since we're in the brain business, saving brains, let's talk about how our brain responds to information. So specifically how you can engage more people and get more people to your event, your fundraiser, or donate by using visual aids. So most, if you know, images are the simplest and most effective way to make sure that information gets stored in the long-term memory. I don't know, I actually didn't know that until I did this, so it was pretty cool. And 80%, we retain 80% of what we see, as opposed to text. Your visuals are processed 60,000 times faster. So naturally, if we're seeing things, you will remember watching this webinar the eye more than anything else I'm saying, actually, which is good. Excuse me. Emotions and visual information are actually processed in the same part of the brain. So for us, it makes sense that if we're going to connect that emotional story to disease awareness, powerful images and visual metaphors are going to create strong impressions and lasting memories. So it's a natural time for us to really share that story through that visual sense. Okay, so what does that mean to the Longest Day? First and foremost, easy things to do is adding photos to your webpage. And if you haven't done so, I know that we're almost to June, actually, the day we're recording this, we're getting pretty close. But adding some photos to your webpage, any ways that you're communicating with friends and family, either asking people to donate or to attend your event, share photos of that loved one if you have a personal connection to the disease. Or you can share statistics if you don't have a personal connection, but some kind of visuals. We actually have little images and graphics you can use. We found that a lot of folks really have a success with sharing childhood pictures. So really capitalizing, if you will, on those great times that they had and those lovely memories that they had as children. So there's nothing wrong with that also. And for some of you that maybe you are not going to comfortable, or you don't desire to share stories, or you don't have a personal connection to the disease, please, feel free to use photos and images to tell a story in the pictures of your events, like the photos that you see there online. This is a lovely one with a daughter and her father, but perhaps you're like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on that I'm doing a shop event to end Alzheimer's, so I'm going to focus on the image of the clothing items. So, or you're having a bowling event, which we do have a couple folks that are doing those this season, which is pretty cool. Get a purple bowling ball. You can even put the Alzheimer's Association logo on there, with the Longest Stay logo. So think of other ways that can draw people in to learn about the association and want to attend your event. All right, so let's talk about ways to communicate. So, you know, first, hopefully you've invited everyone and then ask one more person. So even if you think you've connected to everybody, there's probably more. And ask, even if it's been a long time since you've communicated with friends or even spoke to people. And then also ask key friends of yours to invite other friends. So I hosted my event recently, and it is interesting and surprising how when you reconnect with old friends, some of them have been impacted by the disease and I didn't even know it. And so always feel comfortable that you're helping them perhaps in some way by reaching out and engaging them. So it was nice kind of reconnecting at my longest stay event with people that I haven't seen in a while, and for a really good cause. So please feel free to do that. And then asking those key friends, you know, if you're inviting a friend, say, hey, bring some neighbors with you also, but be very intentional about giving them advice and counsel and suggestions on how to maybe give them, hey, would you send this text? Here's a little bit of a blurb. Will you text this out to your friends? So give them those tools. Diversify the ways that you communicate. You can use Evite. If you have Facebook, do a Facebook event, text people, email, call, paper invitations. You know, if you can do something if you're doing a larger event that's open to the public, please, you know, feel free to use the association to help you get that information out through our channels also, and even on the radio. So there's a lot of organizations that can get a lot of traffic where you don't have to pay for a non-for-profit kind of activity happening. And then another idea is you could ask people to help at your event. So if you're doing, we'll say the bowling tournament, which we got a gentleman who's doing one here in town. If you know you're going to do your bowling event, ask if someone will come and help for just an hour to help you set up, or maybe to work at your registration for an hour. That's going to engage them. They're going to feel more valued and a part of it, and they're going to want to bring their friends and family and community. And the other piece is communicate, you know, maybe the morning of the event. So if you like have Facebook Live, or, you know, you can go on live and say, hey, I'm getting things set up today for my event. Come and join me. You could even do a little video and post it someplace, or send an email, or just, you know, post a photo somewhere. So think of ways that at the last minute, somebody may have, now their plans change and they can't attend. So, but diversify and meet people where they are in their communication. And now Casey's going to talk a little bit about what to say.
Definitely. And you know what pictures are important. Let's focus on what to say. So telling your personal connection and sharing statistics about the disease on the longest day page, on your page specifically, and in any communication that you send is super important. When you log into your longest day web page, you can click on send email and on the social media icons, and you can get pre-written messages to use. And you'll also find a social media guide. These are very helpful tools. So please check those out when you log in and use the tools that are available through your page. Another important message to share is what each person's donations support. People like to know the impact of their contributions and certainly the impact that they personally are making through that contribution. You can even use this as a way to give direction to others to know what amount to give. What I loved about Laura's event that she just did was when we were trying to decide what to give, who to invite to attend, who I was going to bring with me, she let me know that it was a $25 donation that, of course, was, you know, suggested, and that would help with the helpline. That was really important for me to be able to share with friends that I invited, because everyone present knew exactly the impact that they were making through their donation. So educating your donors on how they can get connected to the Alzheimer's programs and services that they are helping fund also helps tremendously. So again, you're going to want to make sure that you're sharing specific information on the impact that's being made through donations. There's a wide variety of dollar amounts and the support and services to be funded. So if you're not sure what to do, what amounts to suggest, you can contact And you can send out donor thank you cards as well, letting them know what they've done and the impact that they are making. So now that you know what to communicate, let's look at the timing of your messages. Also equally important. Early and often is a great guideline for when to communicate. Hopefully you've already gotten the word out. So now take a moment and communicate again. Refresh your message with a different statistic or update what your efforts have been made. So maybe tell them how much money has been raised, or maybe provide a new statistic that you haven't yet shared. You might want to consider the Pew Research Center, what it says about the best time to post on social media. So just be mindful that for Facebook, 6 to 8 a.m. or 2 to 5 p.m. is an excellent time for your information to be seen. There's so much traffic on social media, so getting your message in front of your friends who you're connected to is a great way to ensure that people are seeing it. Instagram is another very valuable tool, 7 to 9 a.m., 5 to 6 p.m. As you can probably see, these are pre-breakfast, early afternoon, or right around dinner time. That's when people are most engaged in looking at social media. There's a lot of competition out there, so making sure that your story is compelling and then the timing is right. Those are the important things.
Thank you very much. All right, so we said we're going to keep this to the point and quick. Let's just review a couple key takeaways. Obviously, if you don't remember anything else, the image here will remind you to use photos, communicating everywhere. So really diversify that communication channels that you're using and meet people where they are. If you know that they're not someone who's on social media or you're not, then giving them a phone call, a personal invitation to something, wow, it can go a long way. So don't forget about those old school methods of communication, handwritten cards and alike. And then showing how donations support Hoosiers. So really connecting that why and the value that participants that attend your event, whether you're hosting a golf outing, like we're showing here that Bethany Village is hosting on June 28th, or some other activities, you really want to engage the community. Even if it's something that you're just doing as an online social media campaign to raise funds, or Facebook fundraiser, or just old school calling people, you still want to make sure that you're connecting and using some of these images, even if it's not open to the public, some type of excuse me. A couple reminders here today. So we're getting close to the longest day. We're, kind of about 4 weeks out when we're recording this. So a couple things. One is to make things really, really friendly at your event. And I highly recommend this. I think we sometimes forget that people use their phones for about everything, including that credit card mobile donation friendly. So you want to be an activity, even if it's a lemonade stand. We got at a gal last weekend that did a great lemonade stand and raised $142, which is amazing. But she made sure that if people didn't have cash, that they could donate in some other way. So the easiest way for you to do that is to customize your web address and display that at your event. So you'll have a very, very long URL and you can customize that. So it's a really easy way to do that. You're going to click on your pages after you've logged into your longest stay web page. Click on the button that says My Page and then Customize Link. And you have my contact information. So at any time you can say, Laura, how do you do that? And we'll figure it out. But customize that, print it on a sheet of paper, handwrite it. I don't care how you get it out there, but somehow make sure that people have that available. I just did that recently at my event, and some showed up with checks, some showed up with, they're like, oh, well, I'll just do this on my phone. And you may find they're more likely to give a little bit more, actually, because they have that access. They may only have $20 cash, but they may be willing to do 30 if they can donate via credit card. Another easy thing for you, little technology tip, is reminding you to download the mobile app for the longest stay. So those are available on Android and iPhone, so you can get those. And that makes it easy. If someone does write you a check, you can deposit the check right there. And within about 30 to 45 seconds, it's going to show up on your page. So you can continuously do that. Or you can mail those in, or you can give me a call and I'll help you out in any way. And then the last reminder is lots of ways for us to be able to create awareness is wearing longest stay Alzheimer's Association gear. So people will talk to you and ask you questions when you wear that. So a great way for us to get those those fun swag items, t-shirts, whatnot in your hands is when you participate in the incentive program that we have. So any donations that are received by July 31st, then you'll get an email there a little bit later on, and you'll be able to pick out from all these cool items. So one of them you can see there on the screen is yoga mats. So next time you go to yoga, you're naturally able to then have this as a thank you for your participation, but also you're going to be able to talk to more people about the association and kind of continue to create that awareness. So there's a lot of different items on there, and you can learn more on your webpage. And last, we just want to say thank you so much for fighting on the day with the most light. My contact information is there, phone number. Give any questions or any comments that you have at any time. Thank you so much for all that you do for the association, and good luck on the longest day.